this right here is walking fleece. Okay, so this is what they do is they all line up, so they go by color class. It does not necessarily mean that they are comparing the individuals so walking fleece. One alpaca goes into the judge and is looked at by the judge, and that alpaca is judged independently. It's written, the scores are written on a sheet of paper. I forget how many different categories there are. I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9 categories, and they're judged somewhere between 5 and 15 points, I believe. And so they'll take a look at crimp, and then the judge will say this animal's crimp is blah blah blah. It's like a 3.5, and then they'll next take a look at the density. So on this, they're only looking at the blanket, okay? And so this is Ken Hibbets. He's the judge. He's going and he's going to try to get the best light, and he judges everybody in the same light. So what he's doing right now is he's taking a look at the alpaca and making sure that this alpaca has long enough fleece, because the fleece does have to be long enough. And then he takes a look and he measures in the front, and then he measures on the side, and then he measures in the back to see the uniformity. He is on his sleeve, he's putting samples. He put 6 samples, one from the right front, right middle, and right back, one from the left front, the left middle, and the left back. And from that, like I said before, whenever we were looking at watching the halter, is that he can tell the individual micron size. So whenever he judges the individual micron size, he is, in general, the smaller the better. They also look at consistency. So it needs to be consistent from the front all the way to the back. So every alpaca is given a score, and then they collate those scores, and then they determine who the winners are. So walking fleece is just simply the fleece, okay? So this animal could come in here and have 3 legs, could have a bad eye, could have a bad walk, and it really honestly doesn't make a difference because they're only looking at the fleece. Versus the halter show, they're looking at the fleece and the conformation. So that is the big difference between walking fleece and halter. Here, they're just simply looking at the fleece. Whenever they do the halter show, they're looking at fleece and conformation both. So the other nice thing about the walking fleece is, I don't know if you saw, but the judge is able to give a little bit, not a ton, but a little bit of input into the animal with the exhibitor. So in the halter show, that is not supposed to happen. The exhibitor is not supposed to talk to the judge, and the judge isn't really supposed to talk to the exhibitors until the very end, whenever you hear their reasoning. So what happens is they have a little adding machine. I don't know if you can see that, but they add up the scores. At the end of the day, they go through, they double check, make sure that they have all those scores added up correctly, and then they'll determine 1st through 6th place for each color class. Then from that, the number 1 gets the championship, number 2 gets reserve champion. It's just simply based on numbers.